Hi everyone, this is Peter McPhail with Lifestyle Properties of Maine. Thanks for joining me today. We are going to look at the property that I call the problem solver. And I'm glad you asked, what problem does it solve? You've always wanted your place in Maine, whether it's your vacation home, your snowmobile home, your four-season getaway, and you want it in the middle of nowhere. You don't care if it's got running water or what have you, but your better half says, are you crazy? I got to have some plumbing. I gotta be close to some amenities. So this property, the home we're looking at today, is going to solve that problem. It's gonna keep both of you happy. We are in the town of Charleston, Maine, Penobscot County. It's considered part of the central Maine highlands. And basically, the population here is about 1,600 people, small town. But what's so unique about it is we are 35 minutes to the county seat of Penobscot County in the city of Bangor. All kinds of things to do there. And then 15 minutes to our north is the county seat of Piscataquis County, Dover Foxcroft. There's some nice little restaurants there. There's some other things we'll talk about later. The property itself, we have over three surveyed acres here. We have a 28 by 28 attached garage. There's room up above to finish that off into an apartment. The house itself, small, 625 square feet. It's 25 by 25 of the dimensions. The owner has stripped it down to the studs so you can finish it the way you want to. Put a bathroom in, put your kitchen in, nice open floor concept you can have here. Then we do have a detached 24 by 24 garage. So to store your ATVs, your snowmobiles, anything else that you need. Well, let's head in and take a look. As we're walking up the driveway here, I did want to talk a little bit about the history of Charleston. It was basically in 1795, it was settled by Charles Vaughan. And the rumor has it that Vince Vaughn may be a slight relation there. But Charles Vaughan in 1795 settled it. And then in 1811, it was incorporated. At that time, it was still part of Massachusetts. So instead of calling it Charleston, it was New Charlestown, so that people didn't get it confused with Charlestown, Massachusetts. And then when Maine achieved its statehood status in 1820, they dropped the new, just became Charlestown, today known as Charleston. One of the historical facts here, back during the Cold War, the United States Air Force had a naval station on Bull Hill, and they had what was called an acronym of SAGE, and that stood for a semi-automatic ground environment. Basically what it was, you had a bunch of these large computer systems and networks that were pulling in coordinating data from multiple radar points, creating one uniform image of airspace over a large area. So our airmen and women were protecting us from a Soviet invasion back in the Cold War right here in Charleston. This, folks, this is the 28 by 28 attached garage. And as you can see, plenty of space to store your cars or whatever else you want to store, well built. We've got some steel support beam here. And I do like that they built this with a knee wall so it gets the sill plate up off the ground, protects it from any rot. But I wanted to show you here too that this, as you can see, we have some plumbing, radiant heat tubing in the floor. Let me get this out of the way so you can see it. So we have radiant tubing in the floor here. And then you can see right here, it appears, from what I can tell, looks like it's tied into the septic system here as well. And we're gonna walk up here, take a look upstairs. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you're watching today and you own a property on Moosehead Lake, still have a buyer looking up there, so give me a call if you have a property there that you want to sell. And the problem solver, let's talk about that a little bit more. So we're here up above the garage, and what I would do is you finish off the main house for you and your better half to stay. When the friends and family are coming up to snowmobile, go hiking, ATVing, whatever it might be, finish this off into an apartment space. Nice open floor plan. You can put a little kitchen in here, eat-in kitchen, put in a living room. I would pop a Murphy bed in here, then pop a small bathroom on this side over here. So that solves that problem. You have your own space, company has their own space. Let's continue on into the main house. So the attached breezeway coming in from the garage. There is a wheelchair lift here, from the previous owner. The current owner, as you can see, they have taken everything right down to the studs. So you can finish it as you see fit, insulate it, put up your walls, but it's already partitioned off for your master bedroom. Here's your bathroom. Nice entryway. You could probably put a washer and dryer in there. Although I would probably put a sliding glass door or an exit door on that back side, because on this back side you get a beautiful view of the field out back. And 2 weeks ago, this place was overgrown with brush, and the owner brought some heavy equipment in and just tidied up the entire front yard, the side, and the backyard. Really nice. And then here in the front, put in your kitchen over here, and you got an open space here in the living room. As you can see, we do have a heat pump, and there is a small wood stove here. Whether you keep the wood stove is totally up to you. Some electrical is in place. You're gonna have to upgrade some of that. So I see this for the person that's a do-it-yourselfer with some sweat equity. You can have one heck of a getaway property here. So the main building, I talked about it earlier, the footprint is 25 by 25. And then from here, we step out onto an 8 by 16 porch. And this overlooks the front yard and the road. It's a nice place to unwind in the evening. Let's talk about the problem solver property that this is. When I talked about you want that property in the middle of nowhere, literally you can walk out your back door, grab the dogs, hike out an old discontinued road. It's called the Scotland Road. It's an old, I believe it's an old town discontinued road. Now it's an ATV trail. So you do have direct access to the ATV trail. But the Bud Leavitt Wildlife Management Area is over 6,500 acres that you have access to. Just a minute's walk out back. You can hunt that, you can fish that, you can ride your ATV, limited areas you can ride through there, snowmobile through there. So you have that wonderful, wonderful tract of land access right out your back door. It doesn't abut this, but it's just a minute's walk up that trail. And I'll show you what the trail looks like here in a minute. Well, let's head over to the 24 by 24 garage. All right, guys, so if the 28 by 28 garage is not enough, the 24 by 24 should give enough room for your friends to store their toys here. Let's step inside and take a look. So as you can see, it's an ample space to store even a small boat. And if you, speaking of boating, we are just about 15, well, I'd say 20, 25 minutes away from Peaks Kenny State Park. And that's an over 800 acre state park. You have access to, there's over 50 campsites if you had family that wanted to come up and go camping, although they're gonna camp right on your 3 acres here. But there is a swimming beach there on Sebec Lake. Matter of fact, my wife learned how to swim there at that beach. I learned how to swim being the youngest of 4. My brothers just took me out in a boat and tossed me overboard. I do not recommend that technique to anybody. Hey guys, let's talk about the amenities here. That's gonna be important. 10 minutes from here is the town of Corinth. And in the town of Corinth, you have Whitney's Family Supermarket. You have Dunkin' Donuts right there. There's a Hammond Lumber. And then what you're not gonna believe, in that little town 10 minutes from here when you're out in the country, there's a little vegan bakery and eatery right there called Little Lads. Nicest people you're ever gonna meet. And you do have like I said, Hammond Lumber's there. There's a dollar store in town. And you also have health access. There's a health center there. So the back field here, again, there's a little over 3 acres of land. And I can see putting in a nice little, I'd probably put in an archery range. And I found that, you know, to get kids out and to get them away from the screens, to shoot a bow, even if they don't plan on hunting, just to shoot a bow is a great activity to get them outside. I'll tell you right now, we've got a little bit of clover growing in here. And all this hay that you see, the owner put that down because he came in and brushed it out. It was overgrown. Everything was overgrown in here. He came in and cleaned it all up. He put down the hay where he disturbed the soil, just so that'll help any erosion and help new growth come in, new grasses come in. But as you can see, it's a beautiful back field, and it's surrounded by maple trees. So in the fall, another month or two, this is gonna be absolutely beautiful, the colors that you'll see here. And when I talked about finishing off the inside of the house, I would have a nice sliding door on the back so that you're looking out here and enjoying that view. As far as location-wise, we are about 40 minutes to Bangor International Airport. If you're driving up from Boston, it's gonna take you 3 3/4 hours, just under 4 hours to drive up here. Now, one of the nice things about this property, I've mentioned it earlier, but the owner has spent the money to have a full boundary survey done. So there is no question, you know where your boundaries are. It's painted red, corner pins are set. So I want you to take a look. We'll point some of that out to you when we get over here, but I want to try to cut across to the Scotland Road. So you've walked out your field and you're going to head to the Scotland Road and you're going to go for a walk out to the 6,500 acre preserve, do some hiking out there, some bird watching. There's an old stone wall here. This, historically, the town of Charleston was an agricultural town. So obviously there's a lot of farming. A lot of farming still here, but that was the mainstay with some sawmills as well. But I'm just about ready to step out on the Scotland Road and you'll see it's pretty much a Jeep path. Great for hiking though. Nice and quiet here, guys. I can hear the crickets, which makes it nice. There is a boundary pin. This actually butts up to the right-of-way of the old Scotland Road. You'll see that survey pin right in the woods there. Hey guys, let's walk back towards the main house and I'll recap what we have. So we have a small 625 square foot home. It's been stripped down to the studs, finish it as you wish. Attached 28 by 28 garage, detached 24 by 24 garage. Great location between the two county seats of Piscataquis County, Dover Foxcroft, and then the county seat of Penobscot Bangor. Easy ride to either one of those. But this is the Central Maine Highlands. We're short distance to probably an hour to Greenville and Moosehead Lake. There's all kinds of recreational opportunities here. 3 surveyed acres again, guys. The price on this is $175. This has been Peter McPhail with Lifestyle Properties of Maine. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon.